and welcome to the 2025 Next Challenge for Media and Journalism National Award Celebration. Thank you to those joining us in person here in Philadelphia, as well as those on the live stream. I'm Barry Gisser, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer of American Public Media Group and Managing Partner of the Glen Nelson Center. We are here today to celebrate innovation and excellence in media and journalism at a critical juncture in the industry's history. The landscape of news and information is evolving at an unprecedented pace, presenting huge opportunities and a few challenges. From the rise of artificial intelligence and the ongoing struggle of sustainable business models, media organizations and journalists are navigating a complex and turbulent environment. At American Public Media Group, we believe investing in innovation is the key to leveraging the opportunity and also managing the risk. The ventures we are celebrating today are at the forefront of solutions that address the industry's most pressing issues. Whether it's creating cutting-edge tools for fact-checking and verification, pioneering new formats for storytelling, or exploring novel approaches to audience engagement and monetization, these startups are playing a crucial role in shaping the future of media and journalism. The Next Challenge Awards are more than just a recognition of achievement. They are a platform for fostering the next generation of media innovators. By highlighting and supporting these promising startups, we are investing in the very future of discourse and an informed society. So, as we honor these award recipients, let us also renew our commitment to nurturing an environment where bold ideas can flourish and where the essential functions of journalism can be preserved and enhanced in a digital age. Now, before we start, though, I want to thank our partners, including the Knight Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation, the McKnight Foundation, Press Forward, the Whaley Family Foundation, as well as our hosts here in Philadelphia, Media Impact Funders. Partner support and a lot of hard work make the Next Challenge possible. So please join me in thanking our sponsors. Now to kick it off, I want to turn it over to Jeffrey Nelson, who is the Executive Director of the Glen Nelson Center. Thank you.
Okay, here we are. My name is Jeffrey Nelson. I lead Glen Nelson Center. It's a pleasure to be here. For those of you that are not familiar with Glen Nelson Center, we're the corporate venture capital arm of American Public Media Group based in St. Paul, Minnesota. And our role is really to look out into the future of media and to invest in startups, primarily for-profit startups, that are helping us see that change, lead that change, become part of what the future of media and journalism can be. And as a partner with Press Forward, what we've been doing is really trying to delve deeper into investments in tech enablement for local news. So that's really a focus for us, and our goal is to make about $5 million of those investments over the next few years. Barry thanked our sponsors. I want to also thank the team that makes this all happen. First, start with Media Impact Funders and the Media Impact Forum. Vince and Roshni and the team are wonderful partners to bring this now to Media Impact Forum for the second time, so thank you very much. I also want to thank my team at Glen Nelson Center, starting with Gretchen Honold, who led the competition this year and has done just a remarkable job. Eric Stromstead, who's in the back of the room, making sure all things work technically. If they don't work, Eric's very tall. You'll be very recognizable, so you can blame him during the reception. I also want to thank my partner in crime, Theon Masters, who's back in Minnesota, who's really my right arm and my left arm when it comes to the Horizon Fund investments, and Barry Gisser, who introduced me, who's not only a great mentor and friend, but a good boss, and that is a very wonderful thing to have. So while I'm up here, I just have to say this kind of phrase that I say to myself time and time again just pops into my brain. And I say this probably 5 times a day to myself. Why am I here? Like, what am I doing here? And I do ask this. Like, you ever see me kind of like looking off wistfully to the left? I'm probably saying, why am I here? And I think it's a question that we all need to ask. Why are we here? And I have a theory that we're here because public interest media in the public interest, is failing, is losing. And why is it failing? Why is it losing? Well, if we define what is media in the public interest, I would give it a pretty broad definition. I'd say, the latest, cute puppy reel, that could be public interest media. I could say the latest workout technique for rock hard abs, that could be public interest media, as can be the expose about corruption at City Hall. That is public interest media, all of it. Because who doesn't want rock hard abs? We do, right? This is information that we want. What about media, though, that is not in the public interest? Let's talk about that a little bit. So if we talk about misinformation, disinformation, if we think about lies, if we think about propaganda, this is what is winning, right? And I would not even call those media. I would call them weapons. This is weaponized media. And what is it trying to do? Well, it's trying to get you to spend money you don't have on things you don't need. It's trying to take power away from the many and give it to the few. Weaponized media is trying to aim itself at the future, a future where human suffering only increases and we know less and less about it. So public interest media, as cute as puppy videos are and ab videos, right? And the work that we do as funders of media, as journalists, as people who are looking into the future and trying to tell people what's happening, the truth, is currently losing. Now, my frustration is I, like many of you, go to these conferences and I find sitting myself in rooms, asking myself, why am I here? What are we here? And I worry that we're pointing our fingers everywhere but here when we think about solutions. We say the business model is failing. It's not our fault the business model is failing. It's not our fault the technology is changing too fast. It's just too much disruption. It's not our fault the politics are too polarized. It's not our fault that the audiences just aren't tuning in anymore. We're pointing everywhere else but here. What we really need to do is look at ourselves and say, why is it that we're not changing? Why is it that we're not stepping up to meet the moment as funders of media, as creators, as journalists? Why aren't we recognizing that we need to fight that polarization? We need to make the investments in technology to keep up. We need to be the ones who are changing, not everybody else. And I believe that is how public interest media can win. There are startups in this room and startups on Zoom, hundreds of startups that applied for the next challenge and now the finalists that are here. And my hope is that all of you recognize that you are part of that change. You are telling us where we should go, where we should make investments, how we should change to reach those audiences, to reach behind those barriers or over those barriers. And so one thing I want to do is I want to invite everyone in this room that's a Next Challenge finalist, I know a lot of folks are on Zoom, to just stand up, if you could. I know you're here. Woo! And I would like everyone to look at them, and during the reception, find them, and I want you to ask what you can do, how you can help. You can sit down. Oh, thank you. And one thing I do want to say, whether you got an award tonight, if you get a grant tonight, just a little kind of anecdote, Glen Nelson Center, we invest in a lot of Next Challenge finalists. We've never invested in a winner. We invest in finalists for some reason. I don't know why, just a little factoid. So congratulate the winners, but then say, good luck, you're not going to get an investment. I'm kidding, I'm sorry. And so with that, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for going out of your way to meet with a finalist and for stepping up and inviting them to ask you to help them. All right, and now on with the awards. Thanks.
everyone. My name is Lauren Papps. I'm a Senior Program Officer for Journalism and Media at the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation. It's truly an honor to be here with you tonight to present, or to introduce first, the finalists for the Future of Local Journalism Award. This $50,000 grant will be given to an innovative startup serving a specific local or regional geography and filling a gap in existing local news service. Judges in this division were seeking a startup that is reimagining traditional local news delivery, is deeply engaged in its community, has a sustainable business plan, and can act as a replicable model for other communities. So, all of the easy stuff. Just kidding, this is very hard. Filling the gap in local news, as we know, is one of the great challenges confronting our nation. And the finalists in this division are tackling this challenge through innovation, grit, and tenacity. Here is an introduction to the finalists in the Future of Local News division.
I'm Anuradha Bhasin, the managing editor of the Kashmir Times.
Hi, I'm Erica Fredrickson.
And I'm Matthew Frank.
20 months ago, we created The Pulp.
Hi, I'm Adrian McWilliams, co-founder of AMP Local.
Hi everyone, it's Julia Geddes. I'm the founder of Community News Lab.
My name is Jay Lachey, and I am the founder and chief creative officer of Daughter of Dallas.
My name is Max Eiley, and I'm the director of Central Current.
Hello, from Bright Gray, Seattle. I'm Kara Coleman, founder of Future Tides.
That city down the hill is Syracuse, New York.
I'm rooted in Missoula, Montana.
Located in far northern California.
I'm Lee Vandervood, co-founder for Uplift Local, and I am standing in the Columbia River Gorge.
Independent media in Kashmir faces censorship. Authentic news has disappeared.
Oh, and I noticed the print news racks being removed from city sidewalks.
I saw a gap to fill and a community to serve. At a time when policy and technology are shaping a new future, this maritime community might not have the news it needs to navigate what's next.
It is not a stretch to say that political extremism, ideological divides have really worn thin the fabric of our community, especially over the last few years.
How often do you say, I had no idea that was happening, and it's something that's right in your neighborhood? Even though we're more connected than ever before, we're still disconnected from what's happening right around us.
Who aren't we reaching? What do our readers really need?
It's a population decline, and industry closures have left us with the highest child and minority poverty rates in the nation. 2 of our local newspapers shut down.
Few journalists work here, so it's hard for people to find trusted information about what happens. Plus, 20% of the community is primarily Spanish-speaking, and there's no local news in Spanish.
I launched Daughter of Dallas after years of watching our stories get overlooked.
Frustrated by legacy outlets and a lack of representation, I participated in an entrepreneurial journalism program to come up with a better solution. That culminated in my final presentation, the newly named Future Tides. Future Tides is still building on that original plan with key infrastructure in place, a clear mission and vision, and enthusiasm for strategy and synergy.
How can we deepen our presence in meaningful and tangible ways?
At The Pulp, we're working to build the future of local journalism here in Missoula and a model for how other entrepreneurs can create authentic and durable news organizations.
Our groundbreaking platform does more than report news. It builds democratic bridges between Kashmir's local communities and its American diaspora.
The Local Journalism Foundation and now Kalamazoo, we're reimagining another civic institution, local news. We're not here to rebuild the industry that's collapsing. We're here to build something new, rooted in service and funded by membership.
That is modernizing the old school print newspaper rack and building something new, a digital news kiosk to install on public sidewalks in San Francisco and then scale to other regions of the country.
Our storytelling places residents first, giving them a seat at the table as decisions are made and allowing them to see themselves authentically represented in their local media. We provide all of our reporting for free. We put trained journalists back to work covering the issues our readers care about.
Just can't solve complex problems without quality information or without good engagement. So we designed a newsroom that could deliver quality information and trusted information to communities like these. And we know at Uplift Local, people trust who they know.
A multimedia platform that uncovers, amplifies, and archives the hidden stories of Black activists and artists in my city.
At AMP Local, we're activating neighborhoods through video-powered connection. So imagine tapping into a city or zip code and getting video updates, signals on what's happening near you, explainers that break down local issues, and channels you can stream by neighborhood or topic.
I know the value of trust to people who are searching for factual information, an environment where they don't trust anybody or anything. And that's what I worked really hard to build over the last 4 years.
Our distinctive and in-depth storytelling is sparking real conversations and building community.
We're not trying to scale up. We're trying to scale in, to deepen trust, to make people feel more informed, more connected, and more rooted in the place they live.
We bring stories from a region the world can no longer afford to ignore.
The Future of Local Journalism Award will give us the juice we need to both build our reporting capacity and gain insights into the audience we serve.
I'm really excited about the work we've done so far and looking forward to taking it further this year.
We're building infrastructure to power journalism across the country, neighborhood by neighborhood. There's never been a better time to reimagine the future of local networks.
Syracuse cannot afford to start this next chapter off on the wrong foot, and the only way forward is with a strong local press that keeps residents informed, connected, and engaged with the changes that will shape their lives. Thank you for your support.
And with your support, we'll be able to bring these stories to the world and change the story of Dallas forever.
Support from the Next Challenge helps us close the gap.
And the 2025 Next Challenge Future of Local Journalism Award winner is Community News Lab.
Hi, everyone. This is Julia, the founder of Community News Lab. What an honor and surprise. I'm so excited that my project captured the imagination of so many people. It's definitely captured the imagination of San Francisco residents. And I have a lot of respect for all the finalists here. So I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's fighting the good fight for local news. And if you want to follow along my journey to install digital news kiosks on public sidewalks in San Francisco, you can follow me on Instagram. That's where I post the most updates at Community News Lab. Thank you so much for this surprise award. I was really not expecting it today, and I really appreciate, I think, the community support around putting local news back in our public spaces on our public sidewalks. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is John Whaley, and I've been fortunate to be a mentor to the Next Challenge competitions over the last 3 years. Tonight, my job is to introduce you to the finalists in the Open Source Intelligence Division for the 2025 Next Challenge. This is a new division this year, created to recognize the growing importance of using publicly available data to strengthen the fact-finding, verification, and accountability capabilities of local journalists. Judges in this division looked for startups who practice transparency and trust building in their work, collaborate with other journalists, and expose truths in ways that lead to concrete outcomes in order to create transformative journalism for local communities. Here is an introduction to the finalists in the Open Source Intelligence Division.
Hi, I'm Brandy Swicegood, co-founder and executive director of Sunlight Research Center. Last year, ahead of the 2024 election, we launched what we jokingly called the George Santos Prevention Program. We trained over 240 journalists from nearly 90 newsrooms to investigate political candidates. In the process, news leaders told us time and again that their communities are hungry for investigative reporting.
Hi, I'm Dan Coffing, founder of Open Vetting. In brief, we build an explainable reasoning platform, one that doesn't just show the work behind serious journalism, it invites the critics to help. That's right, in today's flood of noise, truth needs all the allies it can get.
We have spoken with hundreds of individuals and professionals involved in the courts and found that they are starving for information about our judges and administrators. Jersey is a newly formed watchdog acquiring hard-to-get data at scale, starting with New York.
Hi, I'm Angela Caputo. I'm the Executive Director of the Investigative Project on Race and Equity, Chicago's only news organization dedicated to data-driven journalism at the intersection of race and equity. Our organization seeks to democratize data. We open source it, and we also train journalists to work with data so they can apply it to their work.
How can rural Georgians find public data? That's the question my newsroom, The Current, is trying to solve as part of our mission to empower civic engagement and fight against hyperpartisanship in our 15 counties of coastal Georgia.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Sweck, co-founder and CTO of Verba AI, an open source intelligence platform that brings real-time media analysis to the people who need it most: journalists, civic organizations, academics, and security analysts.
I'm Laura Sommer, and I'm the co-founder of Patricado. I spent over a decade promoting trust, transparency, and innovation in media to better serve Spanish-speaking communities. Let's be clear. In the U.S., there's an urgent gap to fill. Latin communities are in the center of an information crisis. As a result, they want and need verified, relevant, and culturally sensitive information in their language and in the formats and platforms they prefer.
Reporters are inexperienced, editors are stretched thin, and investigative veterans who once guided big stories are just gone. So we designed a plan to help bring ambitious local investigative reporting within their reach. We provide newsrooms tailored support through an expert research desk, hands-on workshops, an investigative toolkit, and real-time support.
We've built on two core innovations. One, AI's infinite analytical capability, and two, a cognitive ledger that traces the key arguments so that anyone can see their effect. The upshot is that the hard questions don't get dropped. Who answered what or didn't is there for all to see.
An example of our work is the series we did on Driving While Black. For that, we quantified an issue that is insidious within the Black community, and we created a 43 million record database, something that civic leaders have been calling for years.
Last year, we launched the first of its kind centralized public meeting calendar. We built the code to scrape more than 80 unique municipal governments' websites, and we now publish this information weekly.
Our platform helps users track emerging narratives, surface net new developments, and identify the sources and amplifiers behind them using licensed access to more than 230,000 global media outlets. Verba AI is fast, intuitive, and ready out of the box. No coding and no complex onboarding.
We wanted to turn critique into credibility and to commoditize and monetize the battle of ideas. So we're starting in journalism, yes, but thanks to AI, we see this as truly just the next layer of cognitive infrastructure, and we've only just begun.
We are building long-term, cross-sector partnerships where none existed before, and we are empowering trusted messengers with trainings and tools to better serve their communities, and it's working. It's about transforming the entire Spanish language information pipeline.
Since July, we've helped newsrooms publish nearly 24 stories, including an expose that prompted a Spokane official to divest from companies that polluted local groundwater.
Jersey has the right team with the passion, commitment, and technical skills to make this happen. In fact, we have bootstrapped to date. However, it is costly and labor-intensive to achieve our full goals. We need Next Challenge's help to scale and to bring transparency to the third branch of government for all.
Your support will help us continue bridging the gap between powerful intelligence tools and the journalists working to keep the public informed.
Our organization is on the cutting edge of working with data and exploring issues of racial equity, and we would appreciate your support.
Our plan is working, and the need for your support has never been more urgent.
We want to do more, and that's where your funding comes in.
We look forward to working together.
Thank you.
And the winner of the 2025 Next Challenge Open Source Intelligence Award goes to The Current, Georgia.
Hey everybody, this is Christopher Sweat with The Current GA. Thank you so much. At The Current, we've been committed to in-depth reporting in rural and coastal Georgia, places that are often underserved by traditional media. So this support will allow us to invest a lot more time and resources into covering issues that matter to communities. It means more boots on the ground, more follow through, and more accountability. We are grateful for this opportunity to do the work and for the recognition of how important it is. So thank you very much.
My name is Joy Mayer, and I'm the founder and executive director of Trusting News. Since 2016, we've been helping journalists and the public understand each other better and equipping journalists to better demonstrate credibility and earn trust. which is why perhaps I am here to present the Trust Award. I might have a little perspective on why I think it's the most important award of the evening, but you can decide whether to trust me on that or not. So the way this worked is that division judges in the 3 divisions each nominated an outstanding startup for this award. So the 3 nominees for this award were Fact Checkeado, GigaFact, and Uplift Local. Sure, we can clap. Yeah, clap for the finalists. So let me just tell you a little bit about the conversation the jury had. 3 really different models to discuss. That's what's so fun about trust. It can look a lot of different ways. So Fact Checkeado is serving audiences globally that are too often not prioritized when it comes to navigating an increasingly complex and complicated media landscape. GigaFact is making it possible for journalists to sort through just mountains of audio and video data in the name of accountability, which is really an important part of what journalism offers. And Uplift Local, which is basing its multilingual, intensely local news coverage on deep community engagement. Each is creating journalism that is relentlessly useful. So the winner of the 2025 Next Challenge Trust Award is Fact Checkeado.
This was a surprise. I supposed to win the category I expect, and was completely a surprise. Then, buenas noches, good evening. On behalf of the Fact Checkeado team, part of this is on the screen, we are truly honored to receive this award of the Next Challenge for Media and Journalism. We're extremely grateful to our partners, over 125 media, grassroots organizations, and content creators serving Spanish-speaking communities across 24 states who walk this path along with us. And to all the funders, some of them are here, who make this initiative possible, with special thanks to the funders and for showing us with the support through this award. I suppose to thank McKnight, but I don't know if this is the category or not, then I'm changing now. Sorry. Then let's be clear. We are not here because this problem is new. We are here because the urgency is growing. Our over 65 million Latinos in the US are navigating a deepening information crisis. It's not just a threat to our well-being, it's a threat to democracy. Fact Checkeado was born to contribute to fill this gap, to better serve a group too often overlooked and misinformed. Every day we open data. We deliver verified, relevant, and culture-grounded information in Spanish in the formats and platforms our communities actually use. And we do it through collaborative, innovative, and community-centered approach. This award renews our determination to go further, to reach more people, empower trusted messengers and local voices, and build a more informed, inclusive, and just society, one truth at a time. Thank you for believing in our work and joining us on this journey. We know that the truth is hard, but we will keep fighting for it together. Thank you. Gracias.
Okay. I'm Vince Staley, still, even from earlier this afternoon, Executive Director of Media Impact Funders, and I just want to take as an aside, I will stick to the script faithfully, but it has been also a great honor for Media Impact Funders to welcome the Next Challenge Awards to our program at the forum too. So thank you so much for bringing this to it and contributing to the excitement of our day. So the Vision Award goes to a finalist with a bold vision to reinvent media and journalism. Division judges nominated 2 groundbreaking startups for this award, AMP Local and the Investigative Project on Race and Equity. Both innovative startups are adopting new technologies and exploring new storytelling techniques to connect with wider audiences. They are keeping the industry relevant and resilient. They are inspiring us to think big by thinking big. Both startups are excellent, but of course the judges had to pick one, And the winner of the 2025 Next Challenge Vision Award is Investigative Project on Race and Equity.
Wow, this is incredible. Thank you to everyone who's supported this initiative and behind the scenes supporting us as we've gone through the process, and congratulations to all the finalists. In this moment when data is being purged and edited, the work of journalists is more important than ever. And at the Investigative Project, we're focused on serving the public by democratizing data and making it available so the public has the information that it needs to make informed decisions. And we're training the next generation of journalists to handle data with accuracy, rigor, and care. The next generation of journalism and the current generation needs to look different from the past. And that means removing gatekeepers and recruiting and training and mentoring people who were underrepresented in newsrooms historically. And those folks need guides to help them to examine systems and to tell stories that are impacting people in their own communities. For the public trust in journalism to grow, we really need to have journalists who reflect the society that we live in. And our initiative, our organization aims to do that, to create a talent pipeline that will serve all of the newsrooms that are on this call potentially, and that's our tradition, is creating a talent pipeline that serves journalism organizations in Chicago, but then in time across the country as people move on. So thank you so much. This is such a great honor.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Duck Liu, and I'm one of the directors at Knight Foundation, overseeing our portfolio on sustainability. I want to thank Jeff and the Glen Nelson Center for having me here. Earlier this year, I was able to hold my first big check and give it to someone. And this is really exciting for me to continue playing philanthropy bingo and giving an award out at what I think we can all call a less funny version of the Oscars for this industry. And so thank you all for this. I would also be remiss if I didn't say some words about our final presenter tonight, Jim Brady, my current boss at Knight Foundation, who's leaving. He's been an incredible mentor for me and an eminently good and decent human being. He took a chance on a guy running a local newsroom in Washington, D.C., and brought him into the rooms where it happens and onto stages like this. And I'm forever grateful to him, and I think the field and I are really excited for what he does next. With that, I'm happy to present this year's awards for the News Tech Division, which recognizes startups building digital tools to address the critical tech needs of journalists and local news organizations. Judges in this division were seeking a startup that is addressing a clearly defined technological gap in local newsrooms, demonstrates an in-depth understanding of local newsroom operations, has a concrete plan for financial sustainability, and is actively piloting the tool with partner newsrooms. The finalists in the News Tech Division are tackling this challenge heads-on, and here's an introduction to each of them.
We're solving some big problems here.
As we all know, the media business is in crisis.
It is so difficult to write original stories, especially when you're at an under-resourced newsroom.
Newsrooms need to do more with less.
Journalists spend hours scouting noisy sources like Twitter, the web, or government dashboards for something newsworthy.
Search traffic has disappeared, social platforms hate links, and third-party ad revenue has basically disappeared.
Local newsrooms have been decimated, and information on local politics is increasingly scarce, despite mushrooming demand.
And all of a sudden, just filling the pages becomes a daily nightmare. That's how newspapers die. We built Plucky Wire to help stop that. It helps papers get stories quickly, easily, and affordably.
We are a free newsletter marketplace that helps unlock new audiences expand content reach, and revenue streams. Our platform packages these high-quality newsletters with integrated advertising, and they're sent by the syndicators to their email list. Everyone shares in the ad revenue.
We work with a CMS called Ghost, which has memberships and subscriptions at its heart, and it's API driven. So that lets Outpost sit over here as the business intelligence system that lets our publishers do what they need to do in order to grow their business.
Blue Letter, which is a newsletter analytics tool that is helping publishers, big and small, across our industry. We connect to the email systems that publishers are already using, extract all of the raw data out of those tools, and integrate it with other data sources such as their reader revenue payments and their advertising data.
Over the years, I have covered wars, revolutions, famines, elections, extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. But I never had professional independence like this. Newsphere was born out of a desire to give a new generation of reporter this independence.
HARO is a 3 times a day email newsletter that connects journalists with verified sources, and it's super simple. The journalist puts out the query gets included in the newsletter, and then sources connect directly with the journalist to help them out with their story.
With the Pitch Place, we have the technology for editors to find freelance journalists on demand. And only on the Pitch Place can journalists pitch multiple editors at the same time. With our platform, you fill out the details about your gig and your budget, or if you're a journalist, your pitch and expected payment.
It's a smart AI-powered political speech database that's already being used by several newsrooms across the country, and it's a really unique asset for political transparency in America.
Pricing Culture solves this by mining high-signal, underutilized datasets, both public and proprietary, and transforming them into clean, structured story ideas that we deliver directly to the publisher's CMS or through a dashboard.
We collect and analyze municipal meetings data, which is fed into an AI-powered platform with robust analytical capabilities. Think what LexisNexis does for legal data, we'll do for municipal governments across the United States. We are raising $1.5 million, and with your investment, we can expand our efforts and support over 2,300 news organizations and universities in accessing vital hyperlocal information.
Since January, they've been using our system to find and republish an average of 50,000 words every week. That's dozens of stories in newspapers across the state, filling pages that otherwise would have gone unfilled.
And by the way, Texas Tribune listened to all of those Ted Cruz podcasts in a matter of hours using Parser instead of the weeks or months it might have taken.
It's always been my intention to better connect people. And this is the next iteration of that.
So I'm really excited to have the success that we've seen so far with publishers like The Atlantic and Reuters and Punchbowl News and many others.
We're scaling fast, launching new sectors like sports, healthcare, and local data sets, with a goal of producing 1 million qualified story ideas every month.
And then we will be expanding to help our model to help publishers and syndicators across other content verticals.
We're unlocking this incredible network effect that's built on credibility, speed, and trust.
We could really use the Next Challenge News Tech grant to pay for the development and marketing costs and help us connect what our editors want to what freelance journalists need.
It's a massive opportunity, and we're just getting started.
And we're just getting started.
And I'm really hoping to take this to the next level.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your consideration.
Very cool. Man, this is really exciting for me. I love unnecessary pageantry, so having this is really cool for me. All right, and the winner of the 2025 Next Challenge News Tech Award is Plucky Works. Congratulations.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Hi, everybody. This is Johnny. I'm the CEO and founder of Plucky Works. Gosh, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot it means a lot to me to receive this award. It's been a really wild ride over the last 10 months, and Next Challenge has really helped accelerate that process. Our goal is to help build a national clearinghouse for local reporting, to help small newsrooms broaden their coverage and become more resilient in their coverage of their core issues. In the last couple months, thanks to Next Challenge help, we've expanded from New Hampshire, where this began, to a half dozen states around the country. And we're quickly bringing on partners in every region and in other countries around the world. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Gretchen. And thank you, my mentor, Liz, for all the time that you've put into making this project, making this competition possible. And I should say that none of this would be possible without my longtime development partners at the Granite State News Collaborative, especially the unbeatable Melanie Plenda. I'd also like to thank Muckrock, especially Michael Morrissey and Alan Lasser, who provided regular doses of insight as we built this thing from the ground up. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot, and I want to take this time to just acknowledge the hundreds of hours that went into planning this, the hundreds of judges and mentors, and really want to give another applause to those who submitted proposals for the next challenge. I'm Tracy Powell. I am the founder and CEO of the Pivot Fund. We invest in hyperlocal, thank you, community, civic news and information. And I am also an advisor for the Glen Nelson Center. I've been there for almost since the very beginning, I think. And I'm here today to announce the person who will roll out the red carpet and crown our grand prize winner. This is the man of the hour in more ways than one. Let's give it up for Mr. Jim Brady.
All right, Jim.
Oh, all right.
Before you make this big announcement, we don't want to get in the way of the award. We do have some gifts. We have your colleagues here.
Oh, nice. Surprise, surprise.
I think everyone knows Jim has played an incredibly important role at Knight Foundation for the past 4 years, was the first person who said yes to the next challenge to Glen Nelson Center. And obviously we're going to miss you, but we also we know that you're going to continue to have a huge influence on the future of media and journalism. So we have a couple of gifts.
Wow, a couple of gifts, all right.
We have this because you're flying the coop and you're going to do a big road trip and you might get lonely. This is a majestic bird of freedom. And because you just declared your own independence, this is a real copy.
Ooh.
And Nicolas Cage said this is the actual copy
of
the Declaration of Independence.
So small.
And also, since you like beer,
I do.
we also have this little mug that says, "We the people, free to take with you
very nice.
on your next step." So
outstanding.
Thank you very much.
So much. Appreciate it. Thank you. You bet. I'm going to put this. Thank you so much.
Would you like us to hold these
Yes.
items?
We will take your photo. Thank you so much. I don't know. Thank you. To answer Jeff's question earlier about who doesn't want rock hard abs, like I don't. Part of the reason I have that mug now is because I use it too often to have rock hard abs. So anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Tracy, thanks so much for doing that, and Jeff for the gifts. Yes, I have 3 days left in the job after 4 years, and I have to say it's been quite a run. But it feels appropriate that the last award that this is actually my last public appearance in this job. My next 3 days are on the couch wrapping things up. So it seems appropriate the last public appearance would be giving away an award to dreamers who are trying to figure out how to solve the major problems that are still besetting us in media. We've worked really hard on this issue the last 4 years. We've put more than $100 million out the door, and I wouldn't have done it without Duck and Marissa and Natalia and the rest of the journalism team at Knight, who really does all the hard work while I get to speechify. So I'm proud of what we accomplished, and I'm proud to be able to close out my time here by presenting this award. So the grand prize is the final award of the evening, and this additional $25,000 prize is given to one of the 3 division award winners, bringing their total grant to $75,000. The grand prize recognizes what startup judges see as having the greatest potential to revolutionize the media and journalism industry with an innovative idea and, very importantly, a business plan to back it up. Innovation is vital, obviously, to the future of media and journalism, and this industry as it drives progress and adaptation in the face of constant change, really unrelenting change, I would say. By embracing this change and experimenting with new ideas, these startups help the entire industry stay relevant and continue to serve the absolutely critical role journalism plays in our nation and in our communities. So here are the full pitches from the 3 division winners so you can get a taste of what we're going to give the award to.
It's Julia Geddes. I'm the founder of Community News Lab, a nonprofit here in San Francisco that is modernizing the old school print newspaper rack and building something new, a digital news kiosk to install on public sidewalks in San Francisco and then scale to other regions of the country. I'm really excited about this concept. I came up with the idea a few years ago when I noticed the print news racks being removed from city sidewalks, and have been developing the prototype and gaining momentum and community support in different neighborhoods of San Francisco ever since. We're really excited to have a sustainable business model for this concept through the 2-sided prototype. So one side has community information and local news, and the other side has ads, and the ad revenue sustains the local news publications that we partner with here in San Francisco. So I'm really excited about the work we've done so far and looking forward to taking it further this year beyond our feedback days towards getting a pilot approved in the city of San Francisco. And the next Challenge Award will definitely help us towards that milestone. Thank you for all the support.
How can rural Georgians find public data? That's the question my newsroom, The Current, is trying to solve as part of our mission to empower civic engagement and fight against hyperpartisanship in our 15 counties of coastal Georgia. Our part of the swing state is largely rural, with Republican and Democratic municipalities, as well as majority Black and white communities, but many of them are functionally bankrupt. While others across the country are looking to AI to synthesize big data sets, here we don't even have digitized public records, and there's no off-the-shelf solution to make them accessible. That's where The Current comes in. Last year, we launched the first of its kind centralized public meeting calendar. We built the code to scrape more than 80 unique municipal governments' websites, and we now publish this information weekly. The product is so successful that 2 more counties, both Republican-led, have asked to participate. We want to do more, and that's where your funding comes in. Coastal Georgia is a place where agriculture is being replaced by new green energy jobs, and we want to develop a multi-county centralized database where we can put zoning and property records, water rights and water permits, as well as economic development plans. That way our readers, whether they're farmers or small business owners or families, can see what local decisions are doing to our environment and also be empowered to get involved. Our neighbors urgently need this data product, and we hope that you'll help us in our mission to empower civic engagement and decrease hyperpartisanship now in Georgia.
Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm the founder of Plucky Works. Our goal at Plucky is to help small newspapers survive and even thrive. And with Plucky Wire, we're giving them a way to publish more original stories. And we're doing that by building a national clearinghouse for local news. So if you've ever worked at a small newspaper, you know that the main challenge you face every day is just figuring out how to get words onto the page. It is so difficult to write original stories, especially when you're at an under-resourced newsroom. And that's when things are good. But imagine when the budget gets cut, when a grant disappears, or when advertisers pull out. Your newsroom of 3 just shrunk down to 2 or to 1. And all of a sudden, just filling the pages becomes a daily nightmare. And that's how newspapers die. We built Plucky Wire to help stop that. It helps papers get stories quickly, easily, and affordably. We tested it and we built it with 20 newspapers in my home state of New Hampshire. Since January, they've been using our system to find and republish an average of 50,000 words every week. That's dozens of stories in newspapers across the state, filling pages that otherwise would have gone unfilled. I'm really excited for the future here with Plucky Wire because 90% of the newspapers left in the United States are small and scrappy like the ones we have in New Hampshire. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this and to consider my business.
So with that, the winner of the 2025 Next Challenge Grand Prize is the Community News Lab.
This is just such an honor. Thank you so much to the Glen Nelson Center and all of the resources that you put into all of the finalists. I've never been part of a competition where just becoming a finalist, I felt like I was joining a community of so much support and resources. So it's just been a really fun process to go through. And I really appreciate the symbolic nature of what this means and the support for putting local news back in public spaces. I feel really strongly that people should be able to access local news, not just competing with everything else asking for our attention on our phones, but in the public spaces where we walk every day. So I wish I was there in person with any of you, but if you're coming through the Bay Area or San Francisco, please find me. I'd love to take you for a coffee. I'd love to talk about putting local news in public spaces, show you the prototypes. So y'all have a friend in San Francisco, please send me a message next time you're in the Bay Area. You can find me on Instagram. That's the easiest way to reach me, at Community News Lab. But this is just, I'm like shaking. So yeah, thank you so much. This is an amazing day. Deep breath. Let's take a moment and congratulate everyone who's been involved in this year's Next Challenge. I don't know if anybody noticed, there were 43 messages in the chat. This is a cohort that collaborates, and through the process, they've gotten a chance to meet each other. They've gotten a chance to meet the mentors. They've gotten a chance to meet the judges, and that just adds something even more special about the Next Challenge. So that brings to a close the 2025 Next Challenge Award celebration. Congratulations to all the finalists and our winners. We had over 400 applicants this year. So again, to become a finalist in this competition is just an incredible thing. Again, thank you to our sponsors and our partners with whom in this room with whom the Next Challenge could not be possible. And last but not least, it'll be here before you know it. Applications for the 2026 Next Challenge will open in just 9 months. So start spreading the word. You've now seen it. Spread the word across your communities, across your network. And when you see or hear about an innovative startup or a visionary founder, please let them know about the Next Challenge. So thanks again for being here, and that brings our program to a close.